Good morning. I'm a bit disorientated today. Sundays have a different schedule than the rest of the week, and I got a bit carried away with after Socrates. So I did a few things that I lost track of time. So I don't have much time, but now I'm wasting the little time that I have on telling you this. Anyways, so Lesser Hippias, day 5. Oh, Hippias, Socrates says, I do not doubt that you are wiser than I am, but I have a way, when anybody else says anything, of giving close attention to him, especially if the speaker appears to me to be a wise man. Having a desire to understand, I question him, and I examine and analyze and put together what he says, in order that I may understand. But if the speaker appears to me to be a poor hand, I do not interrogate him or trouble myself about him. And you may know by this who they are whom I deem to be wise men. For you will see that when I am talking with a wise man, I am very attentive to what he says and ask questions of him, in order that I may learn or be improved by him. And I could not help remarking, while you were speaking, when you recited the verses in which Achilles, as you argued, attacks Odysseus as a deceiver, but you must be strangely mistaken, because Odysseus, the man of wiles, is never... I googled it and made the little listen to the sound thing, and it is wile. Wily, not willy. Strangely mistaken, because Odysseus, the man of wiles, is never found to tell a lie, but Achilles is found to be wily, on your own showing. At any rate, he speaks falsely. For first he utters these words, which you just now repeated. He is hateful to me, even... Okay, so I don't know how to take Socrates on these words of his. Because... So what was going through my mind as I was reading it. Yesterday, what was going through my mind is my personal way of interacting with people who know more than me, which is basically everyone. There was a time when I would question. I was known as a cheeky student when I was a student, for questioning. But currently I seem to be more, maybe it's because I'm so ignorant in this new field that I feel incapable of asking questions even. So if you do interact with me and I don't ask you a lot of questions, please do not think that it is because I think you are unwise. So that being said, today what's going through my head is, what exactly is Socrates doing here? Because every account of him that we have, he is questioning people. That is what he is known for, questioning people. So do he then actually think everybody is wise? Which, in a way, like, okay, we know that Socrates thinks nothing of human wisdom. Because as far as human wisdom goes, he has actually come to the conclusion that he might actually be the wisest, because he at least knows he does not know everything. And I think that everything may be important, because the people he questions are people who do have knowledge in certain areas, and then because they have knowledge in certain areas, they think they know everything and that they're knowledgeable, full stop, like in everything. So that is his beef with people who claim to be wise, that yes, they are wise in a particular field, or they have wisdom, knowledge, wisdom as in a skill or a certain knowledge in a particular field, but then they think that makes them wise everywhere, and he knows he doesn't have that. So Socrates doesn't think much of human wisdom, and yet he interrogates everyone as if, according to what he thinks here, I question him, I examine and analyze and put together what he says in order that I might understand if the speaker appears to me to be a wise man. But then that makes me think of, I think it's in the Meno, where he talks about his theory of knowledge. Theory of knowledge, I don't know if that's how we would put it, but that we all know, actually, we just have to educe. It just simply has to be drawn out of us, this knowledge that we have. So maybe in that sense, everybody is wise. Only when we think we are wise, we block that fountain from which knowledge can be drawn, and we just speak from the shallow waters that we already possess, and that is why we aren't really wise, although we have the source of all knowledge within us. I don't know. I don't know if I believe this, what I just said, that we have the source of all knowledge within us. And I'm not even sure if that is what Socrates or Plato really claims. But if education is indeed to deduce from within us what was already there, it does seem to be that we have knowledge within us. And so it could be that while he is speaking with his tongue in his cheek, as always, he's also speaking the truth. And that he truly do wish to learn from everyone. Whatever they learn themselves, I imagine he would also see as a benefit to him. Okay, so let's get back to Achilles and Odysseus. He is hateful to me, even as the gates of death, who thinks one thing and says another. And then he says, a little while afterwards, he will not be persuaded by Odysseus and Agamemnon, neither will he remain in Troy, but says he, tomorrow when I have offered sacrifices to Zeus and all the gods, having loaded my ships well, I will drag them down into the deep. And then you shall see if you have a mind, and if such things are a care to you. Early in the morning, my ship sailing over the fishy Hellespont, and my men eagerly plying the oar. And if the illustrious shaker of the earth gives me a good voyage, on the third day I shall reach the fertile Tia. Oh, Homer does write beautifully, so dramatically. Down into the deep, drag them down into the deep. The fishy Hellespont. And before that, when he was reviling Agamemnon, he said, and now to Phthia I will go, since to return home in the beaked ships is far better, nor am I inclined to stay here in dishonor and amass wealth and riches for you. He's just temperate. He's just very moody, Achilles. None of us always speaks consistently. But although on that occasion, I think my alarm is going to go off shortly. I need to Skype with my parents. But although on that occasion, maybe we should stop there for today. Where's my pencil? Anyway, I'll remember. Have a beautiful day.